Oh, welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, I thought I'd just share how I weed and the tool I use. Well, it's the old fingers, especially on the no dig. We don't want to disturb the soil structure. We don't want to bring those seeds up from the bottom. And I find this the best way, especially when you're sort of working around onions, because of the depth of the onion roots close to the surface. Now, I wouldn't normally let the weeds get this bad, but I thought I'd just share this with you. And we've had about 2 inches of rain in the last week. There's the carrots. So we've just got to be careful. If we use any tools, we'd end up fetching those out. And I do get plagued with the clover because of the manure, but you get them out early enough and it isn't a problem. As you see, my peas haven't done really well. I think I over did it with the liquid nitrogen. Some of the reason these carrots, some of them took a long time to germinate. As you can see, I throw most of my weeds on the floor so that they can compost down. What we don't want to do is to disturb the soil too much so that we bring seeds that are below that can't germinate because they haven't got the light. So it's really important that we disturb the ground as little as possible. And then, just to help when we have some dry weather, is just to use your fingers like a little trowel, little fork, just to disturb the soil, so any weeds that are just starting to form die. My regular viewers will know that I try and pick the weeds as I walk around the allotment, so they don't get into this sort of state. It doesn't take long. We use the hoe or anything like that, and it's just going to damage anything that we've got growing, especially when we get poor germination. So I just thought I'd share that with you, and let's go and have a little look now in the polytunnel. I rebuilt this polytunnel beginning of the year, made a start, or was it last year? Can't remember now. Doesn't time fly? We're nearly at the end of summer, August now, so we're getting to where we're getting lots and lots of crops. But the polytunnel build, it was ongoing for a while. We stopped that then so we could get some tomatoes and cucumbers, strawberries and everything else, onions in there, and I think it's worked really well. So let's go and have a little look and see what you think. So for any new viewers, this is where the polytunnel used to be. That's the bottom. So we've raised it at least 1 metre now on top of the concrete blocks. If you want to see my playlist on that, it'll be on the end screen and maybe in the card above. But it's worked really well. And having the guttering on to collect all the rainwater into this barrel here, and then they're all joined together all the way along. This was one of my temporary access points, just so that I didn't waste any water. Those 2 barrels there are permanent. They're slightly higher so they don't overflow, but we added more, and as you can see with to there, and the amount of water I've been using during the hot spell, the amount of rain that we've had has really helped. Again, Just got a little issue there where it's just dropping down a little bit, but we've got over 2,000 litres of stored water there. Don't have to touch those because it's all daisy chained, and it'll end up in either this one here or that one up there for easy access. And I believe about so far down that's where it overflows. So there's one barrel slightly lower than the rest, but that doesn't matter because we do get the water almost to the top. I even thought about daisy chaining one through into the polytunnel to here, but it's only a short walk to outside and I want as much growing space. Those blue containers outside do warm up nicely. The water's quite warm in those, and I don't think I'll have an issue, but we'll see. Maybe over the winter we'll have to have water inside, and daisy chaining one might just be the right thing to do. Now that's west, so that's all the high winds. Now people did say, wow, you're going to have big issues here with the wind coming across, but those barrels are actually going to act as a buffer for the bottom part, and hopefully the rest of the tunnel will stand. We'll have to wait for the next lot of high winds, and no doubt we will get some. No door at the moment, not needed. No window there. We've just got this temporary door there, which has been collecting rainwater. It's been dripping off, and I've been putting a barrel underneath it. Oh dear, I'm addicted. The sliding doors, windows, have been really useful. There's the EnviroMesh, so we get plenty of ventilation from there, plenty of ventilation from the doors, the windows, from this polytunnel. It will all change. I'm more than likely going to create windows here before I re-skim it, and I will be double skimming it. It'll be a double coat. As you can see here, we've got some battens, and there's quite a good gap there. Oh, just while I remember CB, I did as you said, put some foam on the ends of those so it didn't rub the polytunnel. Did it on both sides to stop any damage because I couldn't really get the saw in there. So we can sort that out when we recover the tunnel in 2 years' time. All the polycarbonate was free, what we found in skips, etc. So it's all different colours, different sizes, doesn't matter. We've got to create a window there. But overall, I'm really pleased with the actual polytunnel and how it's worked out. These triangles are there. So if we do get any movement, they stop the wood from swaying. It does really help, especially on the ends. I haven't included any more other than in the middle on both sides, but we're well protected from the north, the south, and the well protected from the south, issues from the north. So all this will help, and we will see how it fares. This original bed was built in the original tunnel. The only reason for raising this is because I couldn't walk down it. Now it's up in the air. Look at the amount of room we've got, and look how much room the tomatoes have got. Of course, they're in quite a large raised bed. There is a playlist how I filled and made this. I'll try and put that on the end screen, but let's have a look to see what we've actually got growing. So on the one side we've got the cloth pots that we get that the cannabis growers unscrupulously dump, sometimes with composting, sometimes just scattered about. Leaf mould is being used there as a mulch. So we've got some German pink tomatoes that we got from the hashtag SHEDWARS, a yellow pear tomato. These are the Germans. Market more. We've had a few cucumbers off those. This one's not growing as quickly, but it's a good job because I've got lots and lots of cucumbers. The Alicante, new seed. We've got one or two now just started to ripen up. No issues with blight in the tunnel. Another market more. That will be picked very soon. Sakura, again, another one there that we now need to harvest. Swing F1, we've had a few off here. I don't leave them too long before I harvest them. Plenty of new ones. Tigerella, the stripes on there, so that's presume why it's called that. I'll just take the leaves off the end of the tomato stems there. My saved seed, that's about 5 years now, we've just kept saving the seed. Here's the Heinz tomato seeds that I've had, really old ones, quite a distinctive shape. You see, it's got little flat edges and ribs down them, and unfortunately whilst taking out the suckers and the side shoots, I took the wrong one off, so we'll let that one continue growing. Moneymaker, we've opened these right up now, and that looks like a little bit of blossom end rot, so we'll give this some more eggshells, blended eggshells. And Ed, one of my fellow plot holders, give me a Gigantimo. It's an F1, and it doesn't matter if it's an F1 or not, guys, you can save the seeds, and I've grew them 3 to 4 years on, and they've always done well. So just because I've got plenty of onion sets, I sowed these in the spring. They were cheap, in actual fact some of them were free. So the Red Baron, they've flopped over now. Some of them have gone to seed, some haven't. No, they look okay, so we'll get those out. Pepper, Diablo, this again from somebody gave me some of these peppers, fellow plot holder, and I kept saving the seeds. The black cherry always seems to come first, and they're ready now to pick, and I need to take the top out of that. But looking up there, eventually I shall have a black Hamburg grape growing along the full length of the tunnel. It'll be out the way. The strawberries were also from Ed, and he gave me several plants. I've managed to propagate about 135, 150 of these now from the runners. I'm taking everything off now to get plenty of strength back in these, and these should produce quite nicely next year. They're 3rd year, this will be the 2nd year. Another black cherry. The Calwunder pepper disappeared. Lemon boy tomato, that doesn't look like a lemon boy. Oh, it might be. It's got that distinctive point on the bottom. Again, some money makers. I've mixed them up. But the onions did do well. Some have flopped over. Been awkward to try and, yeah, roots are okay on that. So we'll get those pulled up and dried with the rest. So now we've got some in the blue barrels. I'm going to take these out. They just take up too much room. Everything needs to be square, really. That's why I like the square cloth containers. So again, some more Germans. Tigerella. This one hasn't done as well. This is a red pepper that that come to work in one of these fruit baskets, healthy eating. So I thought, oh, I'll have that and save the seed. So we'll see how that does. It was the pepper that was in the box was quite a long one, so that may get to that sort of size. So we've got a couple of those. We've got a cucumber there, can't pronounce that, and there's the that's ready for picking for me. I don't let them get too big because we've got lots and lots more coming. The orange banana vine tomato, again from SHEDWARS. Cucumber Emily, I think this is about probably one of the best ones that I've liked this year. so I should probably get some more seed for those, but that's just an ideal size, that is, for snacking on. No point getting them too big. And heritage variety there, champion dwarf stock from Jazz. I've still got some seed left, so I planted a few more. And there's the orange banana from Alan at the Dawn Chorus plot, again with the distinctive little point there. This is some of the metal that we got that was damaged on a bridge. It's going to be put in the scrap bin. I've cut it down to size, so those will be my tops of the staging, which will eventually go in here. So the staging will be there. We'll try and grow things up there and down here when we've got some proper raised beds. We're just using the cloth containers at the moment, so we'll have the staging, and then in the summer the staging after the winter we'll fold that down, and then we can use the beds like that. But I think everybody will know that you're better off growing tomatoes in containers, because once you get some diseases, then you can't really grow in the soil again. So the beds will be there, and then I'll put containers on top, and they can suck out all the juices. We might be able to see under here lots of roots, and they're going into that cardboard, so it won't hurt to put those sort of cloth containers, especially the square ones. We don't lose much room with these, and realistically these are too close anyway. As always, I'll go mad. Just because I've got them, I need to plant them. So once the staging's in, I've got to raise these up. I've just got to try and find some slabs, so I'm just holding fire before I fill these drums. So then the water at a suitable location will come through here, and in a float system similar to my rainwater guttering system in the greenhouse, wick guttering. We'll have wicks running from the guttering into the trays to keep the plants watered, especially on those hot days and times when you're not about. So I don't want it to come too quickly, but I'm looking forward to making a start on that and growing things over the winter. Here's a selection of the strawberries that we got, and all the rain I've had. These trays are for watering in so that the plants never dry out, but I've been having to empty them every time we have a storm. And there's a few more. This is where the carrots were. I'll give you a nice tour of the raised no-dig beds in a future video. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now. Excuse me.